Hi guys, I'm Bea.
And I'm Paul, and in this video, we're going to talk about what you can do in Valencia in a day. Well, 24 hours. I feel like this should have a little bit more action-packed title, like, what do you do in 24 hours in Valencia? Right? Or, you only have 24 hours in Valencia. What do you do?
So Paul and I have always wanted to do a Valencia video because we really love the city, but we didn't know if we wanted to do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday video or, we just didn't know where to start. But thankfully my cousin came over for a visit and he really just had one full day in Valencia. So if you saw our other video about the 8-hour trip in Madrid, so right after that we went to Valencia and he spent just one day and then left for Barcelona.
Which gave us the idea of exploring Valencia in an entire day, like 24 hours, which I feel like is a perfect time to get a taste of what the city can offer.
Yeah, so we really tried to jam pack a lot of it in there, and you'll see all that after the intro.
So since we said the nightlife here is one of the highlights in the city, I feel like from our experience, there are 3 major areas where you can spend the night life.
So Rosafa has a lot of just bars where you can sit outside, have a beer, have a nice conversation. There's not a lot of music playing. So I think a lot of the locals go here and they can be there honestly like until 7-8 in the morning. There's still people on the street talking. So I think Rosafa, if you just want something chill, it's that one. We have walked around El Carmen at night and I think it's a little bit more touristy and a lot more nightclubs there, so that's where there's music pumping inside, and then outside it's also a little bit of bars, right?
There's still a mix of locals in that area, so there's not a lot of music when you go to the restaurants and the bars. But then when you go to the clubs, there is music. But then if you really want to party, then you go to Playa Las Arenas, which is by El Cabañal, and that's where the clubs are. When you go into the restaurants, when you go into the bars, the servers, the waiters, they speak in English. So it's really catered to the tourists.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. We went there with a couple of friends and they had sparklers, they had music, they had dancers, there's something going on. So very different nightlife in all of those 3 neighborhoods.
Yeah.
But there's definitely nightlife going on.
For sure. If you've been to the bigger cities in Spain, then you'll see a stark difference because in this city, the crime rate is really low. So the people, they feel safer, so they enjoy the night better.
So if you only have like a full day to go to Valencia and enjoy the city, then we suggest starting at Mercat Central, which is this famous market. They actually really allow photos there. There's a sign that says you can take photos and videos. So the owners are kind of used to that already. But of course, buy stuff, like buy some of their stuff. Don't just take pictures and that's it. I recommend you trying a small bocadillo with some jamon iberico. That could be like anywhere from 2 to 4 euros if it's just like a small thing. There's fresh produce there. Just don't touch the produce. They don't like that. Of course, if you want to buy something, just point to which one you want and they'll weigh it for you. Mercat Central is a little bit more touristy. It's geared towards the tourists, so the prices aren't exactly for locals.
Well, although we still see locals who go there, right? They
Right.
still shop there, but just try to go there early because the market closes early too.
If you want to get some snacks there, try to come in early so that you can beat the crowds. After you walk around Mercat Central, you can also go to La Lonja de la Seda, which is right across. It is free entry, but the entrance is at the back of that building. So a lot of people just think it's like one large building with no entrances, but it's actually all the way in the back. And if you want a self-guided audio tour, it's €2.50 for that.
Yeah, entry is free, but yeah, just like what she said, enter through the back. Yeah, there's big, huge doors there, but even if you knock or use like a battle ram, it's never battering ram. No one's gonna open it. So make sure to know where the entrance is. After going to La Lonja, you can head on to Plaza de la Virgen, which is like pretty much the landmark of Valencia, and it's the famous center of the city. That's where the fountain is. That's where the other cathedrals are. There's a really nice row of restaurants where you can just sit and grab coffee and just let the sun hit your face because that's where the sun rises. There's the people there, they love to hang out and enjoy just looking around. You can just sit there and just look around. It's a really beautiful area.
You can also go to the ruins, which is right next to the Plaza de la Virgen. We have never been there, so we don't know if the entrance is free or not.
I think it's free from what I've heard, but you'll see it because there's like a glass surface with water on top, and then when you look over the glass you'll see the ruins underneath, and I actually don't know where the entrance is, but it should be.
Yeah, I don't know where the entrance is either. That's why we haven't gone.
We'll try to find out. Here's an update. We just got into the La Almonia Archaeological Museum, and it's free on Sundays, but on regular days it's €2. Back for more updates. When you're done visiting the ruins, you could also go to El Micalet, which is one of the highest towers in the city. I think it's like a watchtower with a lot of steps. So it's kind of like a gym entry fee because you're gonna pay and then you're gonna take the steps, probably like 2,700 steps.
He's not sure about the number, but it is a very recognizable tower. If you Google Valencia, you'll probably see it. And right next to that is a church where they say the Holy Grail is. So if you want to enter that church, it's €8 per person, and you'll see like that church right there.
And the tower, I think, is €2 per person. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you could enter the church for free, but then they close the door for the Holy Grail. Right. But then the church you could still explore and see like a severed hand in there too. Saint Vincent Ferrer's hand. Right? That's his hand.
Isn't it San Vicente Martir?
Saint Vincent Ferrer. Okay.
We don't know our saints.
We don't know our
saints. Bad Catholics. After El Micalet, you can head over to the Torre de Serranos, which is also a very famous tower, but you'll see it, it's more like a gate. It has big doors, and it's the gate to the city. And it's very pretty, and you can view it actually best when you walk through it and then head over, cross all the way to the Turia, and then face and do an about face and look at the Torre from there. It's a really nice unobstructed view of the Torre. You can also hike up to it. You can walk up. I've been afraid to do that because there's no guardrails on one side, even though the stairs themselves are like as wide as a truck. How do you say that? Yeah.
Yeah,
like it's super wide. Like it's. But I'm a scaredy cat.
Yeah, but it's just a little scary because there are no rails, and then the fences on the gates, they have like really sharp, pointy things. So if you fall, you're gonna be skewers.
But it's free entry if you do want to go up there. They only close it when it's raining.
Just take note that from El Micalet, if you want to go to Torre de Serranos, you go back up through Plaza de la Virgen, and then you just walk straight up, and then you'll see it.
then after you cross the Turia, so after you've done your pictures with Torre de Serrano, you can go cross all the way towards Bella's Artist Museum, which is a free museum where they have a lot of really nice paintings, mostly like, I think, Catholic saints, right? And some Goyas, some famous painters, Valencian painters, I guess, or Spanish painters. So it's a nice museum. I think you can spend a good hour, hour and a half there, maybe.
Yeah, especially in the summer, it's the AC is really nice. So if it gets really hot, that's the
place to go. Yeah, it's a place to see.
And then they also have a special room there for installation. So if there's like new tapestry, the last time we were there were tapestries for the falleras. So that was cool. And then the other time there were photographs of women. It's like women awareness.
No, I think there were paintings. Was it paintings or photographs? Paintings. Paintings by women. A whole section dedicated to paintings by women. So that was really nice too.
That was cool.
If by chance you went to the wrong torre, which is Torre de Court, Torre de Court is actually my favorite torre because it looks so much older and just beat up and darker. You'll see it in comparison to the Torre de Serranos. But if you happen to go there instead, you can also visit a different museum that's free. It's the Modern Museum called IVAM, and it's close to the Torre de Court. So if you got lost, you can go there.
Yeah, by this time you're gonna get used to walking anyway. So, yeah, if you have time, IVAM is a really good, nice museum to go to visit.
Yeah. So if you want to be a little bit away from the crowds, want something a little bit quieter, then maybe go to those museums. Or if you went completely the opposite direction from any of these places that we've mentioned and headed south, then you could see City Hall. You can go up to the balcony. You can actually enter that. You can also visit the post office, which is also free. So both buildings have really cool stained glass ceilings, and those are both free entrances as well. And then you can also head further down south to the Bull Ring. So, and the train station, we have a train station called Estación de Nord. And that one's also very pretty with a lot of mosaic tiles, stained glass. Sometimes there's an installation there. And then for the Bull Ring, sometimes you can enter, but most of the times it's closed to the public. So it's just nice to take pictures right there.
Yeah, and then if you're into novelty, there's this building, the narrowest building in Europe called La Estrecha, that's in Ciutat Vella. And there's also this artist who made a thing called House of Cats. And it's by like a tiny alleyway. It's by a wall, and it's really cute and very novelty.
So those are things that you can kind of Google search and see along the way. But a lot of them are very close together. It's just depending on which direction you go. So if you're coming from Mercat and you go La Lonja, and then Torre de Serranos and Plaza de la Virgen is on this side, Torre de Court is on this side, train station and the Bull Ring is on that side. So it's just, yeah.
Another highlight of this city is that getting lost here is another really nice feature because you're always going to end up at a bar somewhere.
And then after you're done walking and you're feeling hungry, you can have lunch. Restaurants usually open at around 1 p.m. here. So have some lunch, get a hearty lunch like paella, of course, because that's what we're famous for. There's a lot of different paellas that you can try. I like the seafood paella, but a traditional Valencian paella would only have rabbit, chicken, and I always forget the last one.
Snail.
And then some beans, some green beans and fava beans. Or you can also try the fideuà. That's a noodle version of a paella. That's also famous here in Valencia. So you can try, if you're not a fan of rice, you can try the Fidwa version.
You could also do Menu del Dia, which is another feature of the restaurants here. And it doesn't have to be paella, but every restaurant should have a Menu del Dia that's going to be cheap and hearty as well. If you want a more thorough list, I'm going to link our favorite places to eat at in Valencia video here.
That's going to be a long video.
That's going to be a long video, but it's going to be useful, I hope.
After that heavy lunch, you can go walk to the Turia, or you could rent a bike and bike to the Turia. This park is perfect for reading, people watching, for siestas, or picnics. But if you are renting a bike, make sure that your bike is securely locked and close to you.
Like tie it to you or sleep over your bag or something, because we've seen a lot of people asking for help because while they were taking a nap, while they were asleep in the park, someone took their bag. I mean,
Or they were saying like, oh, it was right next to me while they were seated. And like, well, you have to have it like under you when you're napping or something. But yeah, bring a picnic blanket and chill at the Turia.
So after your siesta, we suggest heading over to the City of Arts and Sciences for really epic sunset photos.
So the city is nice and flat, and there's unobstructed views when you're within that arts and sciences, within the buildings. But also, if you want a bird's eye view of the City of Arts and Sciences, you can also head to maybe 3 or 4 spots. We recommend the El Corte Ingles right across the street. They actually have a rooftop cafeteria there where you could see the views of the city. Or you could go to Aqua Multiespacio, which is the outdoor mall. That also gives you a bit of a view of the city. We haven't tried this, but we always see it when we're in the Turia. We see this bar called Barceló, the Terrace at Barceló in Valencia, and that one also has a rooftop bar. So I'm guessing that they'll have a nice view of that too. So if you feel like you still want a change of scenery for dinner, then you can also head to the beach. Playa de las Arenas has a lot of restaurants lining the shore or lining the beach, and they are geared towards tourists. They have English menus as well. So, and I think maybe French menus or other menus, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then across the street is where the Day Beach Club is. They start during the day, and then they have like all these strobe lights at night, and
You can see them from far away, so it looks like a lot of fun. We haven't tried it yet, but yeah. If you're into that, then that might be the place to be.
And there's also a building at the marina that also has different levels of clubs that you could go to. If you want to party, Playa
Beach.
de las Arenas is the best place to go to.
Yeah, around the beach area would be nice.
So that's our list for 24 hours in Valencia. Hopefully you picked something up and we helped you out, because just like you, we're still exploring the city and we're excited to share what we've experienced and what we love about the city.
And if you've been to Valencia before and you have some hidden gems that we don't know about, please feel free to comment or message us. We want to see it.
Yeah, that would be great. If you're not subscribed yet, we would suggest that you would subscribe, because we're going to come up with more videos about Valencia and more of our adventures here in Spain. So hopefully we see you in the next video.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Adios.